Hello, you guys. Hello, hello. You can tell by the new location that I'm just all out of sorts. I am all out of sorts. This weekend has been a hectic weekend for me, but I am excited to be here. I could not put off this book club. You can see I'm like trying to be low. My voice carries regardless. I'm at my mom's house. My voice carries regardless. So I know she's about to be aggravated for as ever long as this book club goes. But hello, you guys. I have not seen you guys in forever. And also, I was worried because I didn't make a distinct video for the book club picks. I was hoping you guys got the little breadcrumbs I was putting in vlogs that this was the book club pick. So I was just like, I didn't make an official. You guys, my life has been so hectic, and I always feel bad about complaining that my life is hectic because there are so many of you who have like real issues and real problems and real jobs. But like, it's just my birthday, you guys. My birthday was on October 26th. I was dealing with that. And then there's other books I want to read. And then it's the end of the year, you guys. So it's also this idea of like, I'm trying to read as many books as possible by the end of the year. And I just feel so completely overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed, but I wanted to get this book club in and I wanted to say hi to you guys. And I want to talk about this book because I actually do have a lot of thoughts about this book. So, how are you guys? Hey, hey, hey. Oh, and my biggest apology. First of all, shout out to the person who came into my DMs and told me that I had the time confused. That's the biggest thing I want to apologize for. Oh my gosh. All of you who came yesterday, like my deepest apologies. And I don't apologize for things often. My deepest, sincerest apologies. Like that was a huge, like that's where my mind is. Like that, I've never done that before. That's where my mind is. I had the days completely confused. And for all you people who knew, like, ain't no way Kenya was coming here on a Saturday, thanks for understanding me. But for the people who were there, you had every reason to be there because I said I had it on the thing that's when it was. So I want to deeply apologize about that. And I'm extremely regretful for that. So thank you guys for understanding me on that and being here right now. And we are going to talk about Audre and Bash are just fine. Do we have any like random tidbit topics I want to talk about before we get into the book? The Grammy nominations. I feel like the Grammy doesn't it feel like just like 2 weeks ago we was talking about the Grammy nominations for last year? Y'all don't feel like time is just like moving right on by because now we are back for another Grammy nominations. Let me get my thoughts out on that real quick because y'all can get the first bit of tea before I make a video for As Told by Kenya. I think I have officially aged out of every single award show except for like the like movie award shows. I think I've completely aged out. You guys, I have never seen a Grammy list to where like not only do I like not like any of these artists, many of these artists I don't know who they are. I don't know who some of these people are. You guys know I am a huge Doechii fan. I think Doechii is one of the best artists we have doing music right now. You guys, if people didn't hate Talk About Anxiety, the song Anxiety, if people didn't hate Talk About that song, I wouldn't know that song exists because you have to keep in mind it's not on a Doechii album and Doechii like really didn't push it like heavily. I don't listen to the radio and I don't get on TikTok like that. And if I get on TikTok, I'm for damn sure not listening to like music on TikTok. So therefore, I wouldn't know that song existed. And that's crazy. And I love Doechii. And it's nominated for 5 Grammys. Like, I just do not know. You guys, Cat's Eye? First of all, you know how long it took me to figure out that Cat's Eye was pronounced Cat's Eye? And did you know my surprise when like, I thought these were like K-pop girls in a sense of like K-pop girls like we used to, but they from like a TV show, so they like K-pop adjacent kind of. I don't know. TT too old. TT too old to know who Cat's Eye is. But also Addison Rae, Addison Rae is not somebody who I think we should take seriously at all. I don't think Addison Rae is not interesting enough for you to put her in camp, and she's not talented enough for you to think you should earnestly engage with her music. But there are people who my taste does usually overlap with who like Addison Rae. So I gave Addison Rae a couple spins and I couldn't get past like how bad I thought it was. I couldn't get past how awful I thought her music was. And that's a lot of this stuff. Even Glorilla is nominated. And if you follow me on Patreon, you know it's Glorilla's a chop to me. I have nothing for Glorilla. But even Glorilla Glorious album, I think is bad. I don't think it's good. So even the artists that I like, and you guys, I think it's crazy that Kendrick Lamar is nominated for the most Grammys this year. And his album is not good. It's an album that Kendrick put out because it's the perfect time to put out an album because like he's coming off that amazing run with Not Like Us. So put out an album and cash in on that. I don't got no issue with that. You know, get while they're getting is good. But like the album's not good. The album is simply not good. They gave Kendrick Lamar the most nominations because that's inoffensive. We all know Kendrick Lamar is talented. And it's just like give Kendrick the Grammys. I think if I was a betting woman at this point, Bad Bunny is going to win Album of the Year. I just don't see Kendrick Lamar won 5 Grammys last year, 4 or 5 Grammys last year. I just don't see another world where we throw 5 more Grammys at Kendrick Lamar. Like, when does it become? When does it become like ridiculous at this point? I think Bad Bunny is going to win Album of the Year. Another thing that's absolutely insane, if Lady Gaga put out Mayhem, her album, if she put it, album I listened to, by the way, and if I had to give it a score, I would give it a 6 out of 10. If Gaga put out Mayhem any other year, this album would be nowhere near the Grammys. They would shove it in maybe a pop vocal. Abracadabra would get a little something, something, whatever it's considered. I think it's considered dance pop. They would throw Abracadabra and dance pop. They would throw Mayhem and best pop vocal album, and that's it. She's sitting up there with like 7 nominations, y'all. We are so look. The Grammys was over here picking at scabs, trying to find something that makes sense, trying to find something that makes sense. And so they just had to get like Gaga's album is not 7. And I like Gaga. It's kind of weird because at this point in time in social media, being a Beyonce fan and being a Gaga fan has so much like animosity. Like there's too much going on between the two fan bases. But I like both of the girls. Obviously, I like Beyonce more, but I like Gaga. I engage with all of Gaga's music earnestly. And Mayhem is just not all that great. It just simply isn't. It's inoffensive. Like nothing is horrible. Nothing is as bad as Joanne, but it's not a good album, and it's not a great album. No, it's not a good album. It's an okay album, but it's sitting there with 7 nominations, and it's just like, come on, y'all, come on. It never gave that. But like, what else? I couldn't even argue. Now, I believe you guys. This is gonna sound like King, you doing too much, but it's not. I believe Miley Cyrus should be nominated for album. Miley Cyrus has one of the best albums of the year, but it was never going to. Like, I can admit that like something has to make some noise for you to get an album of the year. And like Miley's album made like no noise. So like what was they gonna do? She is nominated for 1, but it's just like Miley's album is significantly better than Gaga's album. It just simply is. Tyler the Creator is there with Chromacopia. Nobody gave a damn because Tyler the Creator is in Black people jail right now. He is in Black people jail right now. So like maybe 4 months ago, everyone would have cheered that Tyler the Creator was nominated for that many Grammys. This year, nobody said a word. Nobody said a word. Nobody said a peep. And it's also kind of crazy because I think the album that Tyler the Creator put out this year could have been nominated too, and it wasn't. So like it's kind of weird that like how did like Chromacopia got all these nominations, and then the album that he just put out could have been nominated. It definitely made the Grammy cutoff. And they was just like, no, but maybe it didn't make the Grammy cutoff. But I think it did. How long ago did that album come out? It feels like it came out. Well, the Grammy cutoff was what? In September. Maybe it didn't, because the Grammy cutoff was in like August. Doesn't matter. But also that's another album that's just like, if you say so. If you say it's good, fair. They got a cup. Sticky should be nominated. Sticky is a good song. But if you say so, I think that Clips and Pusha T, I think they're going to take the rap categories. And then SZA and Kendrick are going to win for what, and they should win. Luther was a big song, so whatever they're nominated for Luther, they should win for that. I believe in stuff being big, but the biggest win and why the Grammys, you live to see another day for me. Did y'all see those 6 actually Sinners nominations? The reason why I say it's actually 6 nominations and not 5 nominations is because people don't realize Ludwig is nominated for Best Composer. He's nominated for Best Composer for Sinners down in another category, but because it's not necessarily a Sinners win, because Ludwig would just get that by himself because he's just a composer. They not counting that as 6, but that's 6 because he composed. They literally just talking about Sinners. He didn't do nothing else this year. So we got 6 nominations for Sinners. Turn me up. Turn me up. Now, I do feel like I'm a little out of the loop, and we're going to talk about this book. I feel like I'm a little out of the loop because, y'all, Raven Lenae, How do I explain that, like, she not fully for me? It's kind of how I feel about that girl Raya Ray, Raye, her. I don't love their music either. I want to love it more than I do. There's a lot of artists whose music I want to love more than Kaylani's another person. Like, I think Mariah the Scientist has no talent, but I can acknowledge the other three people who I just mentioned. They have I think Kalani is talented. I think that Ray, I think she's talented, and I think that Raven Girl is very, very, very talented. But the music don't all. It's kind of like Renee Rapp. Like, the music don't always stick the landing. But that Raven Girl, I'm gonna make that work. I'm gonna make that one work because I want to love her music because I love her aesthetic. I love her aesthetic. So literally, when I go on my road trip, I'm gonna play her music till the wheels fall off until I like it, baby. But y'all was mad that she got snubbed, and I said, with the stuff I saw, y'all should be mad. Y'all should be mad because it's ridiculous. Same. I watch every time somebody puts her on my timeline and I like her music. I mean, I like her. And so I click play and I'm just like, y'all, I don't want to go listen to this. Like, and I feel crazy because people are telling me this is the best music that came out this year. And I'm like, I don't want to listen to this. And so I feel like I've aged out. TT is just old. TT is just old, y'all. I went to a birthday party yesterday. And while when they was doing like happy birthday to you, y'all know back in our day, we used to go cha cha cha. Why the kids saying 6-7? Why the kids saying 6-7 and saying cha instead of cha cha cha? I said, oh, like I really have turned into my aunties. I don't know what's going on. I'm just looking around at every break in the happy birthday. The kids are saying 6-7. I say, y'all got it. At this point, I am sitting here like y'all got some stuff is just not meant for me to understand no more. And it's them Grammy nominations. I'm not yucking nobody's yum. Y'all can like those Grammy nominations. Also, by the way, I am not a K-pop Demon Hunter hater. I have never watched K-pop Demon Hunter. I have no intention of watching K-pop Demon Hunter, but I am not a person who necessarily tries to hate on things that are popular. And I let the kids have things. So if K-pop Demon Hunter was able to win like best song at the Oscars or like win here, I don't care, you guys. Like, it's perfectly fine. Sinners Hive, we have bigger fish to fry. Okay, Sinners Hive, we're going for awards way bigger than best song. Okay, if our Oscar night comes down to beating K-pop Demon Hunters and best song for us to win an Oscar, it wasn't our week. It was not our week. It was not our night. It was not our year. Okay. We shouldn't even be worried about categories like that. That can go to anybody. Like, you guys don't understand. I'm gonna make a video on this as well. But like, if it comes down to like just hoping we can win one Oscar, like, it was a bad night for us. It was a bad night. We should be winning big time Oscars. Like, the first Oscar of the night should be going to Ryan Coogler for best screenplay. Like, we should be winning the first Oscar of the night. So anyways, Audre and Bash Are Just Friends by Tia Williams. Tia Williams, we have read one time in this book club. She made the Ricky Wilde something something book. Remember that book because I'm going to bring this up in some of my notes. How did you guys feel about Audre and Bash Are Just Friends? What would your rating be for this book? And I'm going to tell the people in the back what this book was about. So in this book, we are following two characters named Audre and Bash. I've never thought to myself how I think you pronounce her name until now. But anyways, both of these are two little Black kids who live in Brooklyn, New York. She is a daughter of a single mother who just got remarried and just had a baby. And she wants to go to Stanford for college. Well, she wants to write a book about therapy so that Stanford can see that she's serious about getting into their psychology program. And so she wants to do that while she goes to Malibu to visit her father. Her father lives in Malibu with his new wife. Well, the father calls and tells her that, no, you cannot come to Malibu because your stepmom is pregnant and we don't have room for you. So that means she has to spend her summer in Brooklyn. Well, her best friend, she has a best friend named Rashima, something like that, something with an R. And she's like, you need to live a little. Instead of writing this book about other people, you need to write a book about yourself and you need to live and have experiences. So they come up with a list of things that she needs to do before the summer is over. And she needs to bring somebody in and help her because our girl R, she's going off to go visit her parents in another country. And that's where our boy Bash comes in, because Bash is the town, he likes to frolic, he likes to hook up, he likes to have fun. So she brings him in, and they start to try and do this list. Bash has his own issues going on with his family as well. And maybe he's not everything that meets the eye. And this is about the two of them trying to do this list and have a summer of fun together and become friends or lovers. You will see. How do we feel about the book? Let me go through the comments. I'm scrolling up. Let's see. The first one comes in at 4.5 stars. I give it a 3. I give it 4.5. I give it a solid 4. 4 out of 5 for me. I loved it. I love to hear it. 4.5. Then we have somebody who wasn't able to finish. That's okay. Then we have a shaky 3. It's so crazy. I knew the stuff would be all over the board. We have a 3.75, 3 out of 5, 4 stars, cute. 4.5, 3.75, 3.75, 3.5, 3.7. Audre and Bash were cute. Hated all the adults in the book. 3.75. We have a 4 out of 5. Started off as a 5, but then ended with a 4. 5 stars, 4. Tia gives it a 4. We have 3.75, 3, 3.75. And I'm happy. I think this is the last number I see because this is my rating. I give this book a 3.75. So I guess we can immediately start with my thoughts on this book. I wanted to deeply love this book. I really did. You guys know this is my most anticipated book of the year. But I think with Tia Williams, that's me with every Tia Williams book. For all you people, the book 7 Days in June is probably the Tia Williams book. Most of you probably, if you've read a Tia Williams book, you probably read 7 Days in June. Every single Tia Williams book, I want to like more than I end up liking. I go into them, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be the one for me. This works. And then the more that I read it, it feels like I'm trying to force a square into a circle. I'm trying to convince myself I'm having more fun than I'm actually having. But if you remove the Tia Williams from the cover, I wouldn't be doing all this pretending. I would actually just say how I feel about this book. Going into this book, I was so excited, especially because it's been a long time in this book club since we read a bouncy YA, just a bouncy, fun YA. And so I was going in, I'm ready. This is going to be our new Confessions of an Alleged Good Girl. By the way, Joya Goffney is putting out another book next year. Y'all know we reading it. So I was ready. I'm like, this is the one. And the more that I read it, it just never I had a height it needed to hit for it to be 5. And it never got to it. I'm just like, this should be more fun. This should be more cute. This should be more. And it never quite got there. Is it just me? How we feeling? Yeah, I felt the same way about 7 Days in June. I remember reading 7 Days in June. And at the time that I read 7 Days in June, it was so loved. It was so loved. This was the romance book everybody was talking about. And so when I read 7 Days in June, I was just like, it's good. Objectively, 7 Days in June is good. I don't have any issue with 7 Days in June, but it's just I built it up too much. Maybe it's kind of like if you watch my vlog about S.A. Cosby, where I go into every S.A. Cosby book, this is going to be the one. And S.A. Cosby finally got the one for me. He finally got the book that I will recommend to everybody. And so I was waiting for this to be the Tia Williams book. Tia Williams, she got one for me because I believe every Black author got something for me. And I expected this to be my Tia Williams. And it just wasn't. And I was just like, damn, I really wanted it. I thought it was funny too. I thought it was really funny. There's a bunch of things about this book that I deeply like. First things first, I actually really enjoy the dynamic in between these two characters. I love in a young adult book, the very worldly boy, the boy who has all this experience and does all of this stuff, and the girl that is really, really sheltered. The know-it-all little Black girl. I love the little know-it-all little Black girl. And I also enjoy in a young adult book when the kids have a lot of freedom. They seem to be able to do really kind of whatever they want to do. They be running around all over the place. I really, really like that. Does all of Tia Williams' books take place in New York? I feel like all of Tia Williams' books take place in New York. And so I really, really like that. I think the thing that works the most with this book is the chemistry between the two characters. How did you guys feel about the dual POV? Because we start off and we're with Audre. Audre, I feel like how y'all pronounce this girl name, child. But we start off and we're with her, but then we do flip and get some Bash POVs. How did y'all feel about that? Were y'all on board? Because I think I'm always more in favor of dual POVs than y'all. I feel no, y'all are people who love dual POVs. I'm trying to get to what be going on in the streets. The streets love dual POV. There's people who won't even read a romance book if it's not dual POV. I'm the opposite of that. I personally do not care. Like I take it at face value. Sometimes dual POV is done great. I'm like, that was perfect. Other times I'm just like, it didn't need dual POVs. How did you guys feel about the POVs in this chapter? We also get POVs from the friend as well, right? We get POV chapters from the friend. How did y'all feel about that? Let's see. I like the dual POV work for this one. It worked really well. I wasn't expecting the Reshma chapters. It's Audre. Thank you so much. It's Audre. I didn't like the friends POV. Since we own it, let's talk about it. So at first, I was not on board with the Bash POV. Do you want to know what made me like love the dual POVs? When they went to Target, and had to get the like dildo, that's when I loved the dual POVs. I was like, oh, this is fully working. There's most of the time my opinion on something pretty much stays consistent. I'm a woman of conviction, but this is one of the few times where like I had to eat crow while reading the book. At first I was just like, do we need a Bash POV? Like I kind of like this idea of like, what is he thinking? Because we got our first Bash POV at the like not yeah when he at the party when he was talking to Cleo, and I was like, I really don't need to know what's going on in Bash life. But the minute we got his POV when he was when they were at the Target, I was like, oh, this is what I signed up for. That's my favorite chapter in the whole book, by the way, you guys. My favorite chapter in the whole book is that that chapter where they are at Target. So I love that. But then somebody just brought up the friend chapter, y'all. Eve was gonna get a whole star taken off just for them friend chapters. Just for them friend chapters, I was already gonna take off a star. I was already like, this book it was already starting at a 4. I did not care nothing about that friend, y'all. I didn't care nothing that she had going on. I didn't care about her family. I didn't care about her relationship with Audra. I didn't care about her relationship with Cleo. Honestly, until they gave her a chapter, I totally forgot she existed. I totally forgot she existed. And so when they first, and then like the weird like statutory like arc, I'm not gonna say if God forbid this gets flagged for some reason, why would I care? But like that weird statutory, like her being with somebody who was like 24, 22 or whatever, she's 16, and it's just like, here's that, and we were just supposed to be like, oh, okay, you just had fun overseas. I didn't like that. I don't think I had any moral issues with it. It was just like, was that necessary to discuss how this woman is in a relationship? She had a fling with a grown person when she was 16 years old, and now she's just back in town. It just seemed like she was like pigeonholed in this story and she didn't matter. And then even when it feels like, I don't like to like assign things that I don't know if they happened, so but it just feels like there were like back edits done to add her into the story. Like they didn't want to make it seem like they're like, why do we need her to be with Cleo? That's why it's weird that in the end Cleo ended up being Bash's sister, because I was thinking to myself that maybe they had her be with Cleo just to make sure y'all know there is nothing going on between Cleo and Bash. Audre didn't take nobody's man. But then when in the end they end up being siblings, it's just like, she couldn't have took nobody man anyway, because that's her brother. Like, why did we even need these two people to get together? It's like when you watching a backdoor pilot on a TV show where they like take you to go follow some characters that you never followed before just so they can get them a TV show. That's what it felt like. It felt like a backdoor pilot. Like, why would I care about anything? It didn't add anything to the book in any way. And that brings me to Tia Williams' biggest issue. I'm always trying to die. I can't get my own life together. but I can get other people's life together. Then I was like, why don't I like Tia Williams books as much as I should? You guys, Tia Williams cannot kill her darlings. Tia Williams does not know how to let two things go. Let two things go. Like, this book could have been really, really good if Tia Williams just focused on the straight story. If she just focused on Audre Bash, have terrible parents. Here's a list where you need to do things to, break out of your little box. And this is how y'all gonna end up together. If it was just that story right there, that is a perfectly good, that's so much fun. But this book is trying to do so much stuff. The stuff about the mama in the book, y'all. The stuff about the mama, don't even lie and say you cared. Don't even lie and say you care about the stuff that was going on between her mama and her grandmama. I don't even fully see how it all got resolved. I don't even think I remember how they resolved all of those issues, because that's how much I did not care. Like, the stuff that I cared about in this book, I cared about deeply. I was just like, Audre Bash, y'all are great. When they go to that party, you got the secondhand embarrassment when she started freestyling. There's so many scenes that I was just like, oh my God. And then we would go and she would go home and I would have to deal with her mama in that book that I do not care about. I didn't care. Thank you. It took up so much of the book, especially when we're getting to this point where we're in our third act breakup. Audre and Bash don't know if they're going to be together. It's just like, why are we spending so much time with this mama in this book and what's going to go on in the book? And I don't know anything about my grandma. And that's Tia Williams' problem. That was Tia Williams' problem in the Ricky Lake book. Remember the Ricky Lake book we read in this book club? That was her problem. They're doing too damn much. And the thing is, you don't have the time to do that in a young adult book. My literal first note that I have for this book is Tia Williams has not found her young adult footing. People bag on young adult because they think it's just like young adult, it's unsophisticated, but there's a bounce that a good young adult book has. There's a feeling, and like, it's being able to like have people invest and be emotionally attached to characters that you won't spend that much time with, because not only is the book not long, but also the words on the page are pretty big. So it's just like, you gotta found the right bounce. And I don't think Tia Williams ever really found her bounce to give this book that je ne sais quoi, that Joya Goffney, excuse me while I ugly cry, confessions of an alleged good girl, that like, ooh, I like these people. She wasn't able to do that. And that's simply because there's too much going on in this book. There is too much going on in this book. Even when we go to Bash, let's get on the parents. We have to talk about the parents. Y'all, when I tell you Audre mama need to go to hell, and the fieriest hell y'all can find me the hottest fiery hell you got, put it in gasoline draws and just lower her. Just lower her. That's a nasty woman. That is a nasty, nasty woman. Number one, let's start with the fact that they got that girl sleeping on the couch. They got their daughter sleeping on the couch. Why don't y'all grown adults go sleep on the couch? Why don't y'all grown adults go sleep on the couch, since we sleeping on couches? What do you mean you have your daughter, who's not like leaving, by the way? She's not off to college. She has another year in high school. And y'all have her on the couch because y'all just had a baby? You're weird. That was my biggest thing about the whole thing. Like, you're really, really weird that y'all would have her sleeping on the couch. And then you have construction happening around her, and you don't even care to try to hurry this up to get your daughter a bedroom. Where she can have space and do what she want. And the biggest thing is, at first I was about to be like, everybody got their own circumstances, like money is tight. I was coming from a money is tight type of thing. Like, okay, because y'all know I'm not one of them people who just like, why would you have a baby? Money tight. Everybody got to do what they got to do. So I said, whatever. When I found out these two people are successful, when I found out mama and daddy successful writers, so what we doing this just to do this. We doing this just to do this. We doing this just because we simply do not care. Next thing, them having her babysit their daughter, them having her babysit her sister, and then getting mad when she can't do it. Ooh, y'all are weird. Ooh, y'all are weird. When she was out too long and they was mad because she couldn't babysit. And then do y'all remember when everything was at a head in the book and she called her ungrateful? What exactly am I ungrateful for? Sleeping on the couch in this small apartment? I'm ungrateful because this man you moved in our house, he gets a bed. This baby right beside me, barely living better than me. The baby ain't living no better than me. This baby who I didn't ask for, who just came here a couple years ago. And I'm ungrateful because I don't want to watch this baby. Mind you, they're not poor. I can understand all hands on deck. All hands on deck when finances are not doing well. All of this stuff is on purpose, y'all. All of this stuff can be solved with them just getting a nanny, with them getting a nanny and then moving into a bigger apartment. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I also didn't like how nobody, when her dad's going to hell too, put that on the going to hell list. Let's put daddy going to hell too. Because just calling your daughter and being like, oh, you can't come because I got a baby on the way. Number one, I quite literally think that's like literally against some type of like child custody thing. You cannot just say, hey, I'm not going to see my child because I have a child on the way. I don't think you're allowed to do that. Are you allowed, if you are supposed to see your daughter in summers, are you allowed to tell your daughter, hey, you can't come stay with me because I have a child on the way? Is that fair? Like, is that number one, we know it's not fair, but also is that legal to just be like, oh, you can't come here? She's a minor. She literally should be able to just walk up to your house and come in. She literally should be allowed to just walk into your house and come in. You're her parent. You are not her babysitter. You are not her babysitter. You are not her auntie, her uncle. She literally should be allowed to just go to Malibu herself and walk into your house because you're her legal guardian. But then it'd be one thing if she was just in Malibu to see her dad, but she was going to Malibu because she got a big internship that was going to help her get into Stanford. Nobody gave a damn. Nobody cared. Nobody cared that she was actually going there for a reason. Nobody tried to fix anything. Nobody tried to say, "Well, we'll get you a hotel." Nobody tried to say, "Well, we'll figure something." And no one cared. No, her mom was just like, "Hey, it be like that." Then be the breaks. And it's just like, y'all are awful people. Y'all are genuinely awful people. And she was treated so bad the entire book that when they try to like make her make up with her mom, I'm just like, this woman sucks. This woman sucks. And it just feels like one of those things where it's just like, oh, you got a new man now. So you think like you just don't care about your other responsibilities. And like, mama, I really don't care about your migraines. Like none of that stuff has anything to do with me. I'm gonna be so honest with you. Like none of that stuff. You don't care about nothing that's going on. And oh, when she missed her, like she had some like assembly down at school and her mama just didn't come. Like I just don't think this book did a good job at like finding that media. Maybe it's all intentional. You're supposed to hate the mom. So let me not say what the book didn't do a good job at. But like I just like her mom like just was completely awful, like completely awful. And then her keeping secrets about their family, which the secrets were so stupid. Her mama was a prostitute, like so was everybody else granny in 1930. Like what, I don't know what you want us to say. Like the secrets wasn't even that like huge of a secret worth keeping. And like one of her parents was passing. Another thing that just is something that happens in the black community. Like none of the secrets is even secrets worth keeping for real. But like I didn't want her to make nice with the mama. You need to go move in with Bash because Bash mama, at least she put him up well. At least he got some place to sleep at night. So I'm just like, no, girl, you don't need to be around any of these people. They're freaking awful, and they on your neck, but they're horrible parents. That's another thing. When they was on her neck about what time she was coming home and all of this stuff, I'm just like, knock it off. Y'all are losers. Y'all losers. Yeah, no. And then the thing is, what's so crazy is I would actually be on her side. Y'all know I'm a TT now, so you know I'm old and I see both sides. I'm actually on her side about the bash stuff. I had to put myself in Eve's shoes. That's the mama named Eve. I had to put myself in Eve's shoes, and I totally get why. Can you imagine if your daughter come home with a tattoo? First of all, you see this boy who look homeless because I, for some reason, I imagine Bash looking kind of homeless. You know, real thrifty. And so you see this thrifty old tall boy take your daughter home and she been coming home late and then she got a tattoo. I could actually be on your side that, ooh, Bash ain't great. But like you suck in every other department. Like she has to hang out with Bash because you're no like you guys, she had some assembly at her school and her mom just didn't show up. Her mom just did it. And it wasn't one of those things where she's like, I gotta work. Like, I'm so sorry. Because you can't come to everything. Can you understand it? But like, no, she just forgot. She just forgot. And they writers. Hold up. They're writers. Neither of them clock into a job. It's not like, ooh, mama gotta work, baby. I can't make this one. No, they sit at home all day, y'all. They sit at home like they don't do anything. They could be attentive to all the stuff that she has going. They just don't care. And she has her migraines and it's just like, girl, we all got things like Effie, we all got pain. We all got pain, baby. Like stop. Stop, stop, stop. So no, I was not on board with that. I found it very interesting how this book tried to gaslight me that Myrtle Beach was someplace anybody wants to be. You guys, I am in South Carolina right now. I know Myrtle Beach very, very well. The first beach I ever went to was Myrtle Beach, and that was well over 20 years ago. And she was cute well over 20 years ago. Baby, you go to Myrtle Beach today, you better hope you don't die. You better hope you don't die. You guys, Myrtle Beach is ridiculously dangerous. It is ridiculously dangerous. And when the last time I've been to Myrtle, I haven't been to Myrtle Beach since I was a kid, but even as a kid, I wasn't seeing nobody surf. I wasn't seeing nobody surf on Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is not the surf type of beach, okay? I don't know if Tia Williams has been to Myrtle Beach. Oh, she has looked in them. Nobody is surfing. People barely get into the water at Myrtle Beach. Nonetheless, surf at Myrtle. It doesn't give that. It simply does not. Myrtle Beach at this point is just it's a beach. It's like a dying beach. I feel like every state on the coast has like a dying beach. Myrtle Beach is just like a dying beach. Eventually, it will probably get better once they come in, bring the police in, and do like there was a party in Myrtle Beach and 14 people got shot, y'all. That was the big thing that happened over the summer. There was a huge party in Myrtle Beach and 14 somebody came to a party. I don't even think they were invited to the party and just shot blindly into a party and 14 people got shot. That's Myrtle Beach, y'all. So this idea that Bash is gonna drop whatever he got going on in Brooklyn and Myrtle Beach is gonna save his life. I said Tia Williams, keep it. Like, please keep it. Thank you. I haven't been to Myrtle Beach since before then. When I was really, really young, I went to Myrtle Beach, and I like Myrtle. I have nothing but positive experiences of being in Myrtle Beach. But every time I come back to South Carolina and I watch the news, I see what's going down at Myrtle Beach, and I know people who like go to Myrtle. Like Myrtle Beach is one of those things. Your relative tell you they going to Myrtle Beach, you say, "Be careful, baby." Be careful, baby. Myrtle Beach is not that. So this idea that he's gonna give tattoos to people and like surf, it's just not. This book tries to make it seem like Myrtle Beach is this quaint little beach town, and Myrtle Beach keeps up foolishness. Okay, foolishness. That is what Myrtle Beach is doing. So I say you're not gonna convince me to you if anybody wants to be in Myrtle Beach. If you if you from what I've seen, like people still go for spring break. It's just that's the thing. It's such a like spring. The what can I? It's not even like South Beach. Like South Beach, you can still like South Beach. The water is still pretty. What could you explain if Myrtle Beach in its downtime could also be pretty good? Like I'm sure if you go to Myrtle Beach right now, Myrtle Beach would be perfectly fine. But I didn't know. I just wasn't doing it. I already told you guys, Audra and Bash, I thought they were so freaking cute. Him beating up that boy. Oh, how do we feel about her panic attack things? Her having panic attacks and the boy filming her. That was an interesting thing to put in. I didn't love it. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't necessarily love that storyline. It kind of also felt like it could have been more. There could have been more there. Of course, I love Bash beating the boy up. That was good fun. But like it was I. It was I. It's one of those things they have to give a character an Achilles heel, and that was supposed to be her Achilles heel in the book, but I didn't love it. I didn't love it. It seemed like one of those things. What I told you, Tia Williams was going to give you 80 things in a book. It was just another one of the 80 things that Tia Williams had to put in the book. You want to know what I did enjoy? Speaking of stuff, because I did enjoy the you guys. I'm giving this book a 3.75, which it puts it at almost the top of my romance books this year for how bad this year has been. But I did like Bash's dad story. I thought Bash and his dad, I thought that was really, really good, you guys. Not even gonna lie. I enjoyed that greatly. And that was what was so interesting about the book. You had the moments where Audrey and her family, I'm like, this is stupid. But I actually liked Bash and his family, maybe because we really never got to talk to anyone in Bash's family. Like his mom came in and out of the story. So you really didn't get to like know her deeply. You were able to say like, oh, she's, a white woman and she sucks, and you were able to keep it at that, and the book didn't try to convince you otherwise of that. Like it was just like, oh, she didn't want her son, so she left. And then everything about the dad you got through Bash's POV, so there was nothing to like say that that was wrong or anything. But I actually really like that. I like this idea that he was running track and his dad was, first of all, I think there's something very, very astute about this idea of him being all like pro-black, but all his wives are white. Yeah, that's exactly how they be too. Everybody, like, you get to be, when you're a black man, you get to be pro-black, but your partner can be anything. As long as you're a black man, you as pro-black as they come, even though everything in your life has nothing to do with pro-blackness. I like that idea. I like the idea of him, the 7 minutes thing, and his dad disowning him, and his dad not liking him because he was more sexually fluid. That's the word I think the kids are using these days. He was sexually fluid. I like all of that. I like Bash's energy. Bash might be one of my favorite characters of the year. I just really enjoyed Bash, the Bash POVs with him talking about Audra and how much he liked her. I enjoyed Bash through and through. Bash was my favorite character. Audrey was cool too. I like their dynamic. I just wish this book, like I said, like, we were already taking a whole point off, but for the storyline with a friend and stuff. But if we just got more of Bash and Audrey, like I said, if this was more of a book of us following them around as they were trying to do all of the stuff on the list, oh, this could have been a book that I just deeply, deeply enjoyed, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that, was it? So I was just like, ooh, but I enjoyed this one. I think this is a winner for them. Let me go over my notes. Oh my gosh. Oh, they had a getting jealous. The thing on the list was about kissing somebody, and she was gonna kiss one of the boys at the party, and Bash not wanting her to kiss anybody. I loved it. Or him making sure she didn't get too drunk at the party. Cute, cute, cute. This book had so many cute moments. I don't think the banter was all that great, even though this book was funny. It had several moments I actually thought were really, really funny. And I liked the freestyle scene, even though it gave me secondhand embarrassment. I liked that scene. But I thought him being jealous, give it to me every single time. I thought the kiss between the two of them was cute. I thought the tattoo scene was also really, really cute. Um, it's yeah, I enjoy myself. I enjoy myself through and through. The parents suck. The parents suck. But that's what happens in a YA book. But anyways, you guys, I do have to go. I do have to go, but I do think this was a winner for the book club. My computer is about to die as well. That's why I'm like trying to like get off. But I do think this was a winner. Any parting thoughts? Yes, their scenes were so adorable. And that's why I just wanted more of them. I think if we, her diving to go get the lunchbox, her thinking he was drowning in the ocean, losing the phone, and him going back to get the phone when he sent the text message. You guys know, oh my god, see, I'm talking about ended thoughts. I'm gonna have to stay on here till my computer die. Them the text messages between, I love text messages in romance books is such an underutilized device. I love the text messages between them getting close. And you want to know another thing? I think the pacing of this book was really good. The pacing of their romance. Sometimes in romance books, they like each other one day and then they together the next, and that's just not how life works. Two people who have moving lives. I enjoyed that, like, oh, we haven't talked in a week, we haven't talked in 4 days, because that's actually more how life works. You guys start to live life, and then you be like, oh, now we're back together, now we're hanging out with one another. I really like that. I thought they were cute. Audre and Bash, I like y'all. I like y'all. I would read more about Audre and Bash if that's what we got. It's just like this book just had so many like other things going on in it. And I was just like, the other stuff I can't get on board with unless it was direct. Like, the stuff with her parents just really didn't affect anything. Did I like the idea of her writing a book? Yeah, I thought the little things at the beginning of most chapters where she was writing the book and she was giving advice. I thought that was really cute. Something about that was just really YA, and I deeply like that. Her trying to be a little therapist, I thought was really cute. Something about that was like very authentically YA, and I like that. I like when I'm reading a YA book and you can tell like there's still elements to where like this is supposed to be for children. I really like that. I enjoyed myself with this book, you guys. This was a good reading experience for me. It didn't take me too long to read it. It's just I will say the chapters with the mom did take me out of the book. The chapters with the mom did take me out of the book, and I really truly wanted to skim those chapters, but I didn't. I read them and I had a good time with this one. Anyways, next book is our last book of the year is Love and Rain. Do you guys know that next year I want to do The Sweet Heat by Bolu Babalola. Do you guys remember Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola? I was watching some video and somebody was explaining that book. They didn't like that book. And they were just like, they should have stayed together in the first book and not had a reconnection. Are they following the same couple in the second book? I think that's insane. I literally, and my curiosity almost makes me want to read the book now, because what are you telling me? So I don't know, but I am so ready to end this year of book club. You guys, can you guys hear me or see me? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. Can you guys? Hi, you guys. You guys, why did my computer die? This is humiliating. My computer definitely died. But, anyways, our next book is Love and Radio. And I'm excited to read that. And we're gonna do that one like relatively quickly because like it's already almost halfway through November. You're like, no, you guys, that is humiliating. I told you guys my computer was gonna die. Like, I wasn't rushing off because I have someplace to be. I don't have any place to be. My computer has been flashing at me literally the entire time. Like, it showed the low battery sign the minute we got on. And the fact that it stayed on for 45 minutes shocked the hell out of me. But no, my shit was flashing the whole time, and I just thought, oh, it's not gonna go off. And then I go on a tangent about Bolu Babalola and Sweetie, and it was like, girl, give it a rest. But anyways, yes, our next book is going to be Love and Radio. I will talk to you guys then. So 3.75 me. 3.75 me on this. I will talk to you guys later. Peace. I had to sign off. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. You